are you? Okay, so I have another revelation that I just got again today. 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 And I have permission to share it with you. Okay? So let's get right to it. So, for the last few days, they've been doing construction on the complex. So today was the complex I'm in, the day for them to do construction. And so I started to get, now this in the natural now, I started to get irritated, like, because it disturbed my rest. They started early in the morning. I'm not a morning person. God didn't create me to be that way. Thank God, He's perfect. So, it just shifted my whole schedule. So I just got up and I was like, good God, they couldn't pick another time. Thoughts started running through my head. They couldn't pick another time, and they should have been done this. If they would have got wisdom years ago, this would have been dealt with, and all these different thoughts. And it cost me my rest. It cost me my rest. But then I sat down and I said, Gabrielle, would you rather them let the building be stale, accumulate mold, the parts be just tore down, broke, busted, disgusted, the building look more raggedy and get worse than what it is? Would you rather them let that go on instead of just making all things new, one thing at a time, and doing what it takes, even though it's going to cost you some things? I was thinking it to myself. So that's the natural analogy, right? How about I got a revelation off that? So I was thinking, right? I was just sitting there thinking on it. I would rather lose my rest, lose some sleep, just so the outcome can be a new roof, new ceiling, new things that will be to my benefit, to my advantage, and I will have peace of mind and be able to rest as long as I want. Because in case you didn't know, women require way more rest than men because we're incubators. We require 12 hours, men 8 hours. Go do your research. So women, because the way we're created by God, we require way more rest. And so when you don't have your rest as a woman, you can be worse than a mama bear. So I sat down and I thought on that. I said, I would rather, go through the sacrifice of rest, and listening to all the loud banging, the loud noise, and the boom, 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 just so I can reap the harvest of a new building. All things new. All things new. So let's go in the spirit. What was the revelation, Gabrielle? Well, here's the revelation, beloved. I'm going to give you different things I heard in the spirit to help you, and you. So, you may be someone that's single, and you ain't been trying to mingle. You ain't hitting up nobody DM, direct message, or their messenger in private, trying to use God on it when you really know you like them. So you may be someone that's single, and you ask God for certain things on your needs and desires. And then God begins to start dealing with you on things, and He's delivering you from generational demonic curses and hereditary spirits and demonic strongmen and stronghold. He starts doing construction. He starts doing construction, quote unquote, mentally on you. Meaning He begins to break down and He begins to drill away at those thoughts that you got from your mom and them or your daddy and them that is satanic from a carnal mindset. And it does not feel good to you. You begin to get frustrated and say, God, what is you doing? I thought you meant good for me. Good for me. What's going on? I mean, why all of a sudden now you doing this, and I don't know what's going on, and you just shifted. You mentally shifted, and you're thinking it's the enemy, and you misjudging it, and you spiritually shooting blanks and stuff like that. And God is like, I'm doing construction on you. I'm doing the work in you that's needed for you to be a suitable partner. And if you are, especially opposite gender, a suitable partner. So He begins to do construction first on your mindset. Meaning if you was brought up in religion, regardless of the denomination, He has to begin to drill, beat away at every religious error, satanic teaching, principle that has been imparted and drilled into your mind. See that? God is doing construction. See? Because you ask Him for some things. Okay, so in his timing, he begins to do construction within you, upon you. And it starts here with your mindset. Because if you grew up in a religious church, it would destroy your marriage. It would destroy the courtship. Because marriage is not for religiosity. You have to have a kingdom mindset. You have to be about the kingdom of God, not a denomination or religion. So then God begins to deal with you as a single, and now the folks who you used to hang with, God now what he's doing is he moves them away. He's moving the company, the bad company that used to corrupt your good character, or they corrupted your vocabulary, your whole language and speech change. So he's doing construction. And when God does construction, what? Now there's a caution sign around you in the realm of the spirit. There's a caution sign around you in the realm of the spirit. And you know when they're doing construction, they have on these light reflector vests and stuff like that, and they telling you stop, slow down, go, so they can flow traffic. That's what God is doing with your mindset. So he begins to do things in the realm of the spirit with your mind first. Because, beloved, you ask him for some things concerning marriage, a suitable partner for you as well. And he does the construction in his timing. So you may be saying, God, I just want you to work on everything right now. Construction takes time and even years. Construction takes time and even years. Because when they're doing construction, sometimes the road, no cars can go down that road. They detour you. Catch me by the spirit. They detour you on another route. So God is saying, I'm detouring your life now. I'm detouring your relationships. I'm detouring your conversations. I'm detouring your finances. I'm detouring what you thought was your gift. I'm detouring you. Meaning I'm sending you another route that is in alignment with my will so that you can experience love with a man or woman, opposite genders, the way God purposed and created and intended. Catch me by the spirit. Okay, so that was for single folks. Another example is um, you may be someone, you're married or you're engaged. Okay, so God begins to do construction on that in your marriage, and then you come to find out, we're no longer walking in agreement anymore. So something has to happen, because remember, you prayed for God's will to be done, for God to begin to deal with things. So God says, I hear you, I'm listening to you, now I'm going to do construction. And a lot of times when you see construction workers out there working, it's not just one construction worker, it's many. So because God is all powerful, he doesn't need extra help. He's everything you need. So he begins to do construction, meaning he begins to dig deep into that engagement. Whoever your fiance is, if they're not in the will of God, he begins to answer your prayer. He begins to do construction. He's drilling away at every lie that Satan presented before you to deceive you to marry this person. He begins to he beats at every sin. He begins to rebuke the sin. If you were somebody that's having sex with this person and y'all not married, y'all engaged, or you living together, God begins to rebuke it. He drills at it with his word. The word goes to work. God is doing construction. So now, what you thought was supposed to be forever, God never said forever in marriage. What you was thinking was supposed to be forever with this person because y'all high school sweethearts or y'all went to prom together, whatever the case may be, whatever the root was of y'all history and y'all relationship, when God begins to do construction work, okay, then the things start coming up and out that was hidden or lying dormant or that you were blinded by, because God is doing construction. So he's drilling, getting to the roots of it. And so then what ends up happening is, because of the construction work that God is doing, then sometimes it causes you a divorce. Catch me by the spirit. Sometimes it costs a divorce. Sometimes it costs a divorce, because construction again is bringing up everything that's not good, that's bad. So when God does construction work, he's dealing with everything that goes against him. He's dealing with the masturbation. He's dealing with the lies. He's dealing with the deception of the enemy. He's dealing with the deception about him, the religiosity, the denomination you was raised up in. He's dealing with it all. He's dealing with it all, because in order for you to reap the reward and what God has in his will for you, you have to let him do construction on you. And you cannot put a time frame on God as he's doing construction within you, or that marriage, or that engagement, or your ministry, or that job, He's doing construction. And construction sometimes it is, it can feel like it's disturbing, aggravating, because God is going into places of you that you're not used to Him doing, that you're used to keeping guarded and closed and protected with fear, or paranoia, or schizophrenia, double-minded, whatever it is, whatever you've guarded yourself with. And when God begins to drill away with His love within you and drill away with His word, you're not used to that. So all these emotions start coming up. You scared. You wonder what's going on. What's going on? God is doing construction. That's part of construction in the realm of the spirit. He begins to do that. And sometimes construction, like you heard me say, naturally, it costs me my rest. But if that's what it's going to take for this building to be new and be better than it was before, so be it. When you are a single person, as I said before, God begins to deal with what is contaminating you as a single, meaning what's in your bloodline that's still operating in your life. What demon, demonic spirit is still ruling and reigning in your life, waiting for a set time to keep you in failed relationships or divorce or experience infertility or miscarriages or stillbirths. You have to let God do construction in the realm of the spirit on you, where He begins to deal with demonic altars in your bloodline, things that's still in your life, demonic umbilical cords, where you may be still spiritually connected to your mom who operates in the Jezebel spirit, or your dad, whatever the case may be. Okay? So, construction. And it's going to cost you brokenness. It may cost you your rest. Meaning God gonna disturb you because what He's drilling at and dealing with within you that you may not can't see, but it's lying there dormant, demonically waiting for a set time to demonically manifest. God says, I gotta do construction in that area of you, because if I don't, them things will be allowed to destroy your marriage, destroy you and your identity, destroy your marriage with me, capital G-O-D. So God does construction work in your life as a single, and it's going to cost you those friends that you thought was your friends. You're going to find out as God is doing construction, those will never be your friends, because you was out of the will of God. As He's doing construction, it's going to cost you to have to be separated even from certain folks in ministry, because they was only supposed to be in your life for a season. But now that God is doing construction work, He's putting up the stop sign to them. He puts up the stop sign to them, to certain folks in ministry, and say, you can't go right here. He'll detour them to another vessel instead of you, because in this season, He's doing construction on you, starting in your mental. So, when it's construction work, like I said, sometimes they even have the caution tape around to let you know, you can't come through here. You can't come. So there's going to be people that try to get in touch with you as a single, and God got in the realm of the spirit, a caution tape around you. He's not letting them come. They can't get through that. They're not allowed, because you're being worked on. God is doing construction on you. God is doing construction on you. You may be someone, you've been in ministry for years, and God is beginning to do construction work on you. It's costing you. What you used to do in ministry, now you can't do it no more. Now you're shifting, because now He's detouring you. Remember earlier I said that. I mentioned how when you used to go a certain way in ministry, or you used to be the Sunday school teacher, you used to be over the praise dance or over the youth ministry, and God begins to do construction, and when He's doing construction, He begins to shift you, because remember, He has to shift things in your life, because when He's doing construction, certain people can come in your life at this time, because guess what? It may destroy you, or they may cripple you and cause you to go back into the old instead of you reaping the new. Catch me by the Spirit. Hey, woman of God, Nicole, love you. Welcome, everyone. So catch me in the spirit. This live is about God is doing construction. When the revelation I got, because like I said earlier in the natural analogy, they're doing natural construction over here where I live at. And today was the day for them to work on stuff in this building I'm in. It cost me my rest. It cost me some things. It shifted my schedule. I had to detour on what I was doing, so that they can do what's needed to be done, so that I can be in an atmosphere in a neighborhood where it looks better than it was before. That's the natural analogy. As I was thinking on that, because I began to complain and have thoughts like, if they would have just accepted wisdom years ago, they wouldn't have to do this now. I was saying all kind of thoughts, like, they can pick a better time to do this. And then in the parking lot, they even got like zone cones where you can't park at, because they're doing construction. They even got the tape and everything. Danger. Then I began to get revelations. God was showing me that's what goes on in the realm of the spirit when he's doing construction in your life. If you are coming into entrepreneurship, if you connected to the wrong people, if you desire to be married, or if your marriage is on the rocks, meaning you don't know which way this is going to go, and you pray to God, do have your will. Lord, give me strength to endure. Lord, if these people are not who's supposed to be in my life, deal with it, move them. What does God do? Or Lord, heal me from these cysts and fibroids, and the doctor's saying this. So whatever it is, Lord, I'm tired of masturbating. Or Lord, I don't want to molest children. Or Lord, I'm tired of robbing people for their money, lying to them with lying lips and being detestable and repulsive to you. Whatever it is, Lord, I'm tired of having sex with people, multiple partners. I'm tired of going to these swingers clubs. I'm tired of doing this stuff. I need help, Lord, do it. So then God says, ding, 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 construction time. Construction time. So what he begins to do is take the word. The word, you know how the construction workers had a big old drill and they be drilling in the ground? The word begins to do that to your flesh. It begins to drill, God begins to drill the word of God in those areas of you to uproot everything demonic from your bloodline, demonic altars. It begins to break up fallow ground. It begins to sever ungodly soul ties with sexual partners. It just begins to shift your whole life to where you used to go to a certain spot or stores, God detours you. Don't go in that neighborhood no more. You can't go in that neighborhood no more. You can't go to that store in the corner anymore. You can't do what you used to do. Now you got to be detoured another way. But you're still going to get what you asked God for. But you can't go about it the same way you used to because he's doing construction. When God is doing construction in the natural, people are pissed because they have to sit in the line and wait while the people who work while the construction workers hold up their stop sign, go slow sign, you can go sign. They telling you which way to go. So that's what God does in the spirit. Catch me in the spirit. What he does is he's telling you what you need to stop doing, what you can keep doing. Yeah, you can keep talking to that person. That brother in Christ, you can't. Stop talking to them. Stop telling them your business. Stop telling them when you're going to do stuff. Okay, stop doing that area of ministry with them. Okay, so God begins to tell you stuff. Stop being under that leadership. I'm going to shift you. I'm going to detour you and divinely connect you with leadership that's anointed and grace for you to carry what's on your life. So God begins to stop, yield, go slow, go slow, go slow. When you're eating food, you ain't got no business. He says, stop eating that kind of food. Do this kind of diet. He detours you. He's doing construction now because you don't know what's going on in there or what's lying dormant even in your bosom. And God is saying, stop that. Come this way. Okay, he's doing construction. And he begins to drill. When you want to, when you say, Lord, help me to be obedient to you. Construction time. So what he does, he drills. He rebukes your argumentative ways. You love to argue or go back and forth with God. You have a history of that. That runs in your bloodline. You like to argue or you always got a rebuttal for something. God says, construction time. So he takes the word, start drilling against that. Drilling against that. He's digging it up out of you. And you like, oh my God, I can't. What is going on? You confused. You frustrated. You just getting. You just like what is going. Your flesh is getting drilled by the word of God. The presence of God is going deep into your flesh, crucifying it, breaking it. He's drilling away at that rebellion, that rebellious nature. He's drilling away at everything that goes against him because you prayed to him with faith, beloved. So he said, okay, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do kingdom construction on you, and the word is going to be what I'm doing it with because I am that I am. So that's the revelation I got, beloved, today when I was naturally looking at them out here, do things. And it's a bunch of them, Hispanics and stuff. It's a whole bunch of them just going to work. With God, he don't need no crew. It's just God, a big, huge God, going to work on you with things that seem huge to you, but to God, it's a small thing to deal with and drill away at. So what he begins to do as you allow him to endure it, he will answer you. Because you may be saying, oh God, Lord Jesus, you're single. And you like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but I got it bad. I got it bad like Usher, and I feel like I want to call somebody because what's happening is your flesh is crying out, no. Don't take away this person. Don't take away their ex. No. And God is saying, block. Don't go on their page no more. Stop going on their page. Stop. I'm detouring you. Get off their page. Get off their page. Don't do it. Stop looking to see what they're doing, who they interact. He begins to do construction. Construction. You get ready to put up that post. He says, stop. Come this way. Focus on my business. So he's doing construction work on you. Okay? Family. If you somebody that's hard for you to let go of family, and you said, God, deal with my family. Help me to release them to you. Let go and let you do the work in them. He begins to drill at that. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Construction time. He works on you. Meaning he begins to drill away at your identity crisis. He begins to go to work, dig deep into your low self-esteem, your lack of confidence, your timidity, your bashfulness, and your compromising with family members because, oh, that's family. I don't know. God said, who is my mother and father? Jesus said, who my mother and father is? If you ain't in the kingdom, if you didn't choose to come through the kingdom way, we ain't family. So God begins to drill away at that and dig at that. He's digging that stuff up. Come on, you got to come up and out, because what'll happen is what's demonically in your certain family members will crush you, will destroy you, will keep stabbing you and jabbing you in the heart and laughing at you because you cannot cast your pearl before swine. Dogs and pigs despise sacred things. So God says, now I got to do construction work in you because you're so toxic with low self-esteem and the identity crisis and stuff like that, that you got potholes in your identity. You got potholes in your identity. And I just heard that in the spirit. God said there's so many potholes in you. Potholes, your potholes, one of them is low self-esteem. Molestation. Some of us got potholes of molestation so deep. The hurt runs so deep. Some of us got potholes of, low self-esteem. Potholes that when somebody comes to you, if they're not careful and they hit that pothole, you'll damage them. You may curse them out and then go on Facebook putting scriptures on it. You going on Facebook putting scriptures on it, because you got a pothole that God want to do construction work on. Yeah. See, religiosity tells you, oh, just cover it up with a scripture. But the pothole, the depth of the hurt is still there. The bitterness is underneath that little religion, but the pothole ain't dealt with. You just covered it up. The form, it looked like it on the surface, but if you move that religiosity, whoa, you still got mother and father issues. Whoa, you still bitter and want to murder your exes because they cheated on you or they told you to commit that abortion and you did it. Whatever the case may be. And God is saying, let me take off this religiosity. Now let's deal with this, because this is a deep pothole. You can't even be relational with people because you have unresolved childhood issues. Your pothole has a bunch of unresolved childhood issues. It's all over you. Potholes everywhere. Your heart full of potholes. Your thoughts are full of potholes. Just potholes all throughout you. That's why some folks be like, they don't know how to come to you. If they hit that pothole, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And so God knows how deep your spiritual pothole is. And a lot of us got different potholes. And God says, I got to go to construction. I got to do construction on you. And guess what? Don't try to give God no time about the construction. Construction is people naturally in different states been doing construction for 10 years. Still doing construction. So look, to encourage you, beloved, just be patient with God while He's doing the construction, because I'm telling you, the natural, it cost me my rest. It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you some spiritual leadership that you used to think was for you. You finna see, as God doing construction on you, God is like, you finna see folks you thought in ministry was with you, just like Apostle Paul said, everybody deserted me and left me. As God is doing this construction on you, if you let Him, you finna see they gone here today, gone in the next second. So, poof, be gone. Because when construction is going on, some people will sit in the line of traffic and wait. They will wait for what God is doing in you, right? Catch me by the Spirit. If you've ever been sitting in traffic in two different lanes, right? It's one construction worker holding up a sign saying, stop right here, while the other construction worker on the other side is saying, come on to the other traffic. Some people will sit in traffic and wait for you, for what God is doing, the construction He's doing to you. Now, I've seen this in the natural. Some people really quick to do a U-turn, and they go back in another direction, try to find somewhere else to go because they're not patient. They ain't trying to wait on this. They're not trying to see what the outcome gonna be with you. They're not patient. They're not having faith. They're like, look, I got stuff to do, and I'm not gonna sit here in this, and I don't know when it's gonna be up. Some people are like that with you in the spirit, beloved. They quickly finna leave your life because they're not willing to pray for you, warfare on your behalf, for you to endure this construction that God is doing on you. So they say, I ain't got time for this with her or him and them. I ain't got time to try to wait and see when she gonna catch it, when they gonna grasp it, and when they gonna flow and get affirmed in the air. I don't got time for that. I could be going to somebody else. See, they don't have the measure for you, according to God. They don't have the grace and measure for you then. It's good that they go, because you only want people to be there during the construction that God has qualified, and that they're willing to pray you through, warfare for you, believe in you, believe in God's will for you, have faith in you, and see the reward of you coming through. And rejoice with and for you, and celebrate with and for you. You ever seen how it looks when they're doing construction? It looks horrible. Oh my God. Think about that in the spirit. When God is doing construction on you in the spirit realm, it looks a mess, because all that stuff coming up. Molestation, the pain of the rape, the abortions, everything. God is drilling, He pulling it up, digging it up. He got to go there. He got to go there. Dealing with all them potholes, filling it with His love, filling it with His word, rebuking your flesh, crucifying your flesh, bringing you subject to His will. Rod and staff me, you get back over here. Don't talk to that person. Don't you respond that way. Don't you do that. Construction. And at the moment, you ain't laughing. Do you see people facing the natural when they be sitting in their cars and they doing construction and traffic is heavy? Folks be peed off, throwing up the middle fingers and everything, looking at you, mean mugging you, and going cray-cray. They be going cray-cray. That's how it is for us in the realm of the spirit when God is doing construction on our mental, on our thoughts, in our bloodline, in our ministry, in our heart. Construction on our issues. Construction on our ways, our behaviors, our attitude that go against Him and others and ourselves. When God is doing construction, we ain't smiling and laughing. If anything, most of us be like, when is it going to be over? It's going to be over when God sees that the roots are dealt with in you, and it'll be over when you are new. Everything is new, like it never happened. If you ever notice, after they done did all that and dug and drilled and got to the foundation, and they laid the foundation, that's why God has to go deep within you, because the foundations that's been laid within you, even religiosity, that's what's been distorting you and keeping you from manifesting into who God created you to be. That's why it's been such a struggle and Your foundation in you, the foundations, even from unresolved childhood issues, there are demonic foundations, religious foundations, okay? Issues, that's your foundation. Your issues have become a foundation. Generational curses, demonic strongmen and strongholds that are foundations in you. And God said, those go against my foundation in the kingdom and in my word. So He has to drill away at that stuff. And sometimes it takes some time drilling. They be at the surface. You be like, woo, woo. So God I'm telling you, it's a small thing for God. But for you, it's going to feel like, good God, what is going on? God, give me strength. What's going on? He's answering your prayer. And when He answers your prayer, it's going to require construction work on you, beloved. If you're single and you want to be married, or if you married the wrong person, or, and your marriage is on the rocks, sometimes construction work causes a divorcing. So that you can reap the harvest of a suitable partner in the new. Because it wasn't God's will. God didn't join you together. So when you pray and you saying stuff, God said, okay, now I'm going to go to work. Construction time. Construction work. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. But if you look at, after they get done in the natural with all that construction work on a certain area, when you see it, they got new signs up, new stores that meet your needs and your heart's desires. The streets, beautiful black pavement, and the lanes got the little gold lanes and stuff, Everything just looked brand new. I mean, oh my goodness. It looked like there was no drilling. It looked like nothing was tore up from the floor up. It don't even look like what it was when they had to dig into it, move things out of the ground that would cause a problem, or maybe blow up people's cars and stuff, or was causing problems to people's tires. What am I saying, beloved? As God is, if you let God and let him give you your strength, okay? Let him give you his strength, correction. As he's doing construction in you, when he get through dealing with them issues in you, the generational curses, your rebellious nature, the religious doctrine that was laid in you, when he get through dealing with the masturbation and your weaknesses and stuff you was doing, the pornography, or the things you did, you molesting children, or you robbing folks and lying on folks, being a false witness, or being a liar, being detestable and repulsive to God, when he gets through dealing with all that stuff, it's not pretty in the realm of the spirit. It's not glorious in the realm of the spirit. But if you let God give you his strength to endure, and you cry, shout, do what you need to do, but do not rebel against it. Do not go back to the old, because it would be worse for you. You will turn into a pillar of salt like Lot's wife. But if you endure, when people see you in God's timing, it's going to be like how Joseph was when he saw his family. You don't even look like you, the old you. You're going to look like the new you. You're going to be able to laugh. You ain't going to be getting offended no more. You're not offended. You didn't guard your heart is not guarded with bitterness anymore, or hate, or alt and grudge. Your heart is not on your sleeves anymore. You're not letting people walk all over you like you're a doormat. They can't turn you every which way like a doorknob anymore. Look, you're not easily moved by what people have to say. You're easily moved only by what God says. You're not letting family run you and rule you anymore, or come in between your marriage, or tell you what to do with your life. You're not even, trying to get to see what's going on with your exes. You're not even trying to see how that spiritual leadership is doing. You are new. Everything is new, like you've never had those issues. You're not bound no more to the same demons that your mom and dad didn't deal with, whether they're alive or dead. There's no more demonic umbilical cord concerning you and your mom connected to you. It's been cut and severed. You're no longer going to be experiencing failed relationships or miscarriages, stillbirths. Now you got a fertile womb. Whatever the situation is, if you endure the construction work that God is doing on you, and some of you may be already experiencing these things, then you know what's going on now. You're under construction. You're under kingdom construction. So keep enduring that. I encourage you to keep enduring that, because it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you that marriage, meaning it's going to end up in a divorce, which is a good thing if you let God show you something with that, because there is a suitable partner for you. And that person that all hell is breaking loose now with the marriage because you chose to serve God or whatever, and God is revealing things to you and he's answering your prayers, you can't force people to stay with you. Let God be God, and two have to be willing to walk in agreement. It's going to cost you some things. It's going to cost you some people. It's going to cost you some rest. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. But the outcome, it has to cost you something. You have to sacrifice something. You have to go through something, because what's coming to you and what God is doing in you, when he get through, gold, new you, virtue, rivers of living water just coming out of you. No more rivers of you cussing and your profanity and filthy language and just the wrong things coming out of you, flowing out like a river. Demonic things, satanic things, no more of that. No more of that. So I encourage you, let God do the construction of you. That's the analogy I got earlier. I said it like twice, I think, about the natural analogy. They're doing construction out here. They've been doing it for days, and today was the day when it came to the building I'm in, and it cost me my rest. And I started thinking all kind of thoughts, and I was like, but then I sat down and I thought about it, and I said, Gabrielle, it's needed. It's needed. Because would you rather the building get worse or something fall on your head while you're out there walking? Let them do what they're doing. It's for your good anyway. It's for your benefit anyway. So I began to God gave me a spiritual revelation on that. And if you want to dig more in depth and go deeper with that, spend time with God and let him show you some more, okay? So I didn't want to be before you long, but that's what I got. I just came to share with you a kingdom, a revelation that God gave me. All right. And if you have anything you want to say to me, I'm here in love, through love. Without love, I'm just a sounding symbol. I'm Gabrielle. Thank God for leading you in this direction. I'm pretty sure I know it's something He wanted you to know. Remember, construction don't look and feel good, but the outcome is only for your good. It's only for your good and for your greater. Let the construction begin. So, also too, I encourage you all. I got a sister in Christ. Her name is Lynn Robin. How about, look, entrepreneur. She makes and does t-shirts. And this is so powerful. Lynn Robin, Lynn. Talk to her. Talk to her, and she'll direct you to her website. It says unique, cherished, beautiful, favored, saved by grace. My identity in Christ. Hey. And she's kingdom. When I say I checked out her website, anointed, kingdom stuff. Ain't nothing like wearing something where the gifts are not perverted with the world or carnality or flesh or religiosity. This woman of God, Lynn Robin, this here, I feel it. Anointed all in this powerful kingdom. This is kingdom stuff. And I thank God for her. So if you looking for someone that's kingdom, who has kingdom apparel and is anointed by God, not by demons or religiosity, Lynn Robin, holla at her. Talk to her. Lynn Robin. So, moving forward, just wanted to share that because, see, we support ours. In the world, they support theirs. They stick together. We're the ones that's supposed to be leading by example with that. Support your own kingdom citizens. Support it. Push it. Because this world should be affected by our gifts. Whatever gifts you have, they're supposed to be representing our stuff. We're supposed to be changing them, establishing the kingdom through our gifts. And this woman of God, Lynn Robin, she's doing it through one of her gifts. And there's more to come out of her. So support her. I love Lee, suggest you do. She's so transparent. She's fun. I love her. We've been sisters for a long time, and I thank God for her. Such a virtuous lady. So I love you all. I thank God for leading you in this direction. Blessings on you, woman of God, Yvonne Henderson. I appreciate y'all's support. I love you so much. And I'm going to respond to you all later this evening. I thank God for you because you can't get back your time. So since God led you over here, it's because it is more than worth your time for what He's doing. All right? Let the construction begin. Okay? Remember, it don't feel good. Let's just be honest. I'm not going to tell you, oh, yes, you're going to love it. You're going to be like, yes, God, drill a little harder. Come on, God. You ain't going deep enough. Come on, God. Come on. You ain't hitting the flesh crucifying enough, okay? Yes. Okay, Yvonne, let me see how I can pin that. How do I pin this on here? Let's see, Yvonne. I'm finna try to do it. I'm finna try to see how they pin stuff. Okay, so I'm going to comment, Yvonne. I'm going to write I have Cash App. I'm so sorry, everybody. Lord, I have Cash App. My apologies, y'all. I'm not trying to be ghetto or nothing. I'm not a ghettoite. So sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry, everybody. I wasn't trying to be ghetto. I was trying to, I got Cash App, Yvonne. I got PayPal as well. Let me know which one you would like. Let me know which one you prefer. I will be patiently, and I will wait. So, as I'm waiting for the woman of God, as I said before, everybody, man, it does not feel good. It don't even sound good. You ever hear them when they drilling? You be like, ooh, ooh. And if you get close up to them in the natural, while they drilling, it really can trigger a headache or migraine for some people, right? Because some people don't like loud noises. Catch that by the Spirit. It doesn't sound good when God begins to tell you, I'm doing construction work and I'm drilling away at your rebellion. At your lying tongue. Ooh, you be like, ooh, God. You know? I'm shifting you from under that spiritual leadership. Ooh. You try to back away out the Spirit. God be like, come on, back on up here. Come on, get this work. Come on, get this construction. Because you can't go nowhere. Oh, Jesus. So, oh my God. Because certain things you're going to hear God saying, dealing with you about, I'm telling you, you're not going to hear it. I've had folks who was babes in Christ, who God would tell me stuff when He was doing construction on me, and I was that flesh wanted to get mad at the person. I'm like, don't you say another word. You hear me? Don't you say another word. And God was like, don't get mad at them. They just a vessel. I had to really bring it back in because I'm like, okay, let me digest it. Let me digest this. Okay? Let me digest this. And woman of God, Yvonne, I will also directly message you if that's okay with your permission. Okay? Because I like to ask people first. I don't just, be coming into they DM in the messenger. Respect, love is respect as well. Respect is a sign of love. All right, so I love you all. Okay, thank you, woman of God, Yvonne. Again, I'm not going to hold you all. If you want to watch it on replay, do whatever God leads you to do, whatever you're led to do. You're not forced to do anything here. Love does not expect or force. It just anticipates. So I love you all, Yvonne. I'll talk to you soon, woman of God. Blessings on you all. I appreciate your support, your encouragement. That means so much to me. Because when you are a person that pours heavy every day to people, outreach, you name it, it's nice to have one leper, not calling you all lepers, but it's nice to have a leper come back and say, thank you. And just say, keep going, you got it. So, I love you all. Enjoy your week. Commanded what to be. See, in the kingdom, we don't ask. We take, advance, occupy, and we command. God said, let there be light. What do you want there to be in your week? Speak it with faith. And endure your construction because it's needed. I'm telling you. If you don't want to come out worse than your family members and your kinfolk and them and your mom and them, your pep and them, let God do this construction on you. It's only for your good and to your good. Even though in the process, it don't feel that way. I love you all. Till next time. And again, thanks for coming this way. I thank God for leading you here. Love you.